Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we're taking a look at an international hit as we take a look at Bootmen. And stay tuned for our bonus story as we take a look at the history of the international cast member program at Walt Disney World. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering Bootmen. This movie was released on October 5th, 2000. It was directed by Dean Perry. It is written by Steve Warland, Hilary Linstead, and Dean Perry as well contributed. It is distributed by Fox Searchlight Pictures, and it had a box office of $2.72 million. There is no production history for this one. It is kind of one of those Australian hits that has no real drama or anything to it. So it was pretty much a straight movie. In terms of the cast, we have Adam Garcia, who plays Steve Oakton, Sophia Lee, who plays Linda, Sam Worthington, who plays Mitchell Oakton, Richard Carter, who plays Gary Oldin, and Matt Lee, who plays Jono. In terms of the plot, Steve Oakton loves to dance, much to his father's disdain. When the woman he loves cannot return his love for Sean, he goes in search for the only thing that can make him whole again, and that is dancing. But the mill his father is working at is suddenly closing, and which kills the town's economy. So Sean then gets together with his childhood friends as well as his brother and puts on one of the most incredible shows ever, tap dancing at its finest. So like I said, there is no trivia or anything with this movie. In terms of recommending, this movie has received numerous awards in Australia, including the awards for achievement from the Australian Choreographers Society. As well, this movie had a soundtrack that was released in 2000 by RCA Victor. This movie is incredibly hard to get through. The storyline is very chaotic and very kind of random. It's very tedious and very overdramatic. For example, in the span of 10 minutes, the brothers are sharing a girlfriend, and one of them is pregnant with the girlfriend's baby. And then the brother dies, and then the plant also gets shut down. So it's very overdramatic and very tedious. The dancing is very well done, though. So if you are a choreographer dance person, it's definitely worth the watch, especially the end performance. But in terms of a good story, it is unfortunately one that I would skip. It is just, again, you're trying to get through this plot in order to get to the final dance, which, while is amazing, it is another, it's almost a 2-hour movie. So you're basically getting through 90 minutes, not even 90 minutes. It's more like 150 minutes to a 10-minute end dance sequence. So buyer beware on that one. So as we look at so we'll move on to our more positive story as we take a look at the history of the Disney international programs. This is a international program that is operated by the Disney World program located in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. These programs recruit participants 18 years or older from outside the United States for a year-long cultural exchange with paid positions and summer-long paid internships. The jobs take place at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. So there have been several previous versions of this program. Disney's kind of fine-tuned it throughout the years. The previous versions of the program include the World Showcase Fellowship Program, and this was a cultural representative program with an educational and community involvement structure in place. Then came the International Hospitality Program, and this was aimed at students fluent in Japanese, Portuguese, French, or German who is pursuing a career in hospitality. There was also the Water Park Sports Recreation Trainee Program, and this is training and development opportunities in Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach water parks. So this is mostly for people that are looking at a sports therapy program or lifeguarding opportunities. There was the International Culinary Trainee Program, and participants with 2 to 3 years experience in the kitchen aiming to develop their skills would work in Disney restaurants. There was also the African Cultural Representative Program, and this was for people that were living in Africa. and they would work at Disney's Animal Kingdom and the Animal Kingdom Lodge. There is also the International Management Program, and this is for participants having completed one of the above programs, and they were considering management positions in Walt Disney World. So how does one apply for these programs? So eligibility is open to applicants who live outside the United States and who are not American citizens. And depending on which country, applicants would contact the agency that has contacted to do the hiring. So when I did the international program for Epcot, the company was called Yummy Jobs, and they would do the hiring and the interview process. Depending on the country, they will perform phone interviews before issuing an invitation to a scheduled Disney International Programs presentation, and where they will find the details of the program, and then they will do a short interview. So I'm going to talk about the program that I did, which is the Cultural International Program. So the Cultural Representative Program, the CRP, is designed to showcase individuals' culture and customs to guests who are visiting in Walt Disney World. So for me, I'm Canadian, so I was hired to represent Canada at the Canada Pavilion. Participants must represent one of the countries or regions represented at Walt Disney World. So example for this, most of them are in Epcot, but there is also the Animal Kingdom. They represent Africa. Participants can work in three main areas. So the areas are attractions, merchandise, or food service. Some of the regions would actually have the participants working for an operating participant. So an example of this is Mexico. Their restaurant was actually owned by a third party. So they'd be actually working for the third party, not for Walt Disney World. A majority of the cast members, like I said, would work for a country represented in Epcot or possibly Animal Kingdom. So it's a great program if you ever get a chance to do it. Some of my best friends to this day are part of that program. In terms of, there is also the International College Program, and this is very similar, except participants must be attending a accredited semester program college or university pursuing a 3 to 4 year degree. Applicants between academic years, as the program runs during the school year as well as the summer months, so they have their choice. And the program can actually run up to 7 months and can include Walt Disney World offering academic classes to help further your degree. So where do these cast members stay is a question I'm often asked. So from the beginning of the program until 1988, participants would reside in the Snow White Village Campground. And this was an off-property mobile home park with the remaining participants that wouldn't fit in the Snow White Campground would live in Lake Vista Village apartments in Kissimmee. In 1987, though, a new company-sponsored gated community apartment complex called Vista Way was opened. 3 additional apartment complexes were opened, and this included Chatham Square, Patterson Square, and the Commons. So these were apartments that can range from 1-bedroom to 3-bedroom apartments, and they would include, depending on the facility, they would include, all of them would include furnishing, but depending on the facility, they would include laundry facilities, or sometimes it would be shared laundry facilities. However, in June of 2021, Flamingo Crossings Village, located in Winter Garden, became the new home for the college program participants. So unfortunately, what happened during COVID-19? On March 14, 2020, the international program was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. All participants were asked to vacate, and when college participants would return, they would actually receive full college credit for the program. The program, however, would remain closed until April 11, 2022 for June 22, 2022 arrival participants. So the program is back up and running, but for a while, what they would do is cast members would unfortunately just be American cast members working until they were able to get clearance for the program. So that's an overview in a nutshell. Again, I recommend this program for anyone international that is interested. It's a great experience. You meet friends that will last for life, as well as you get great international experience and work experience. It has opened a lot of doors for me, and it is a great conversation starter for that you got to work in Walt Disney World. So, thank you for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to please leave a comment on what they loved about Bootmen, as well as if you have done the college program or the International Cast Member Cultural Representative Program. I would love for you to share your experiences. I know mine has been positive, but I would love to hear about others' experiences as well. So, as we look forward to our next episode, we are going to be taking a look at a modern day franchise as we take a look at the Kingsman, the Secret Service. And so, until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.